Hi Steve, it's Oceana here with G3. Here's that video that I promised that I would send you about how to get more jobs with your website. I'm going to try to make this as fast as I can, but I'm going to throw a lot of quality in there, so buckle up. Um, so first off, I see this beautiful picture in your background, absolutely stunning. Not only does it impress me, but it gives me a good idea of what you guys do. So excellent job. I also notice you have this click to call button here. I might make it a bit bigger. I know it's silly, but bigger is better when it comes to, it's good that it's there. If it could be made a little bit bigger, that'd be even better. Now, the first thing I like to point out on these websites is content. So there is a lot of, you want a lot of words on your homepage. We really say about 2,000 words minimum on your homepage and 1,000 words on all of the other pages. The reason for this is that Google believes content is king, and more content means that you have more authority. It uses a lot of different metrics to decide who has the most authoritative website. One of those major qualifications is how many words you have on the site, and of course what those words are. But we'll go into what words you should include in a moment. But for right now, I want you to take away that you should have a lot of them, right? And then not only the words on the page that you and I visibly see, but Google also takes a look at what pictures are saved as. So if I right click on this picture here and click save image as, I can see what it was saved as, and it was this string of numbers. And that's simply not helping you. What you want to do is you want to actually save these images as keywords, things that you want to be found for. Things basically that people are going to type into Google when they're, or Bing or whatever, but let's face it, it's Google. When people are typing into Google, they're typing, pavers in Seattle, or patio builders in Seattle, those kinds of things. And then you're going to want to show up in front of them then. So that's one way to show up, is to include that in your images. Okay, so we went over click to call, we went over content and images. Now let's check out my favorite tool. This is called Ahrefs. It's a tool that my company uses, and it's a little spendy, but what it does is it gives us an in-depth look into how a website is performing. So it gives us some key metrics. Right here, this is your domain score. It is very low, but the good news is you've really only got one way to go, and that's up, right? So then over here, we've got your referring domains. So you have 3 websites pointing to your website a total of 7 times. So a little more than 2 on average. So that's good if those are trustworthy referring domains. So if Google believes that those websites have authority and are not spammy, and they're giving you backlinks, they're sending people over to you, then Google sees that as a plus for you and will use that information to push you to the top of Google as well. The trouble is, if you just go out and get a bunch of links and they have nothing to do with your industry, or they're coming from spammy sites, then they're actually going to lower your score. So a higher score is generally better here, but don't go thinking you're going to go out and get, a 1,000 links just from one site and it's going to be fine, because it's just not going to work like that. Okay, and then we have organic keywords. So that what this means is there are 2 keywords or phrases that people type into Google where you could show up in the results. And let's see what those are. Living Spaces, Washington, you show up on the 3rd page in the 28th position. And Cascadia commercial lighting, if someone types that in, you show up on the 5th page. That is not good. And if you can see right here, traffic, you're getting not even a 1 visitor every month from organic listings. So you're just not showing up on Google. Now, how can you show up on Google? What would you want to show up for? So I did a little bit of keyword research, and I typed in Seattle, and then I included some things like outdoor living, fireplace, fire pit. Let's see, I've got some more here that I did. Patio, pavers, retaining wall, driveway, pathway, you get the gist. So looking here, best patios, Seattle. I don't know how high of a buyer intent that is. They might just be looking for pictures, it's hard to tell. So, and it's a keyword difficulty of 11, which is kind of high. So this tells me between 0 and 100 how difficult it will be to show up on the first page of Google. And 11 isn't terribly difficult, but it's not easy either. And I really like to go after the easy ones, because that's going to be able to be done for less money and for less time. So Seattle fireplace, same kind of thing, where it's hard to say whether or not that's actually going to lead to a sale, right? Retaining wall Seattle, people are less likely to be looking up retaining wall Seattle and just looking for a picture. They're more likely to actually need that service, and it's something that you do, and it's got a low keyword difficulty, and there's 150 people searching for it. So that is a good one. And so that's the one that I use to do some keyword research. But quickly, I want to do a little bit of math with you and show you something interesting. So how I would tell if this is something that would be worth your time is, okay, so we can see that there are 150 people every month typing retaining wall Seattle, the exact phrase. So if we use what I know about search engine optimization and people's behaviors on the internet, which is more than the average person. So if there are 150 people searching that every month, if you're sitting in the first position, the best position that there is, you'll be getting 30% of that traffic. Well, actually 31. Oh, I messed up. Well, 150 times, dang it, times 0.31 equals 46. So 46 people from that one keyword would be coming to your website. And what's interesting about service-based businesses is that people are more likely to call than, say, if you were a retail store. They're more likely to actually take action because people like to look up retail just for fun. They generally actually want to do something when they're looking up service-based businesses like yours. So 1 in 10 people on average will actually, of the people that get to your website, will actually call. So that's 4 or 5 people that'll call every single month from just being in that first position for that one keyword. And I don't know how many of those you could close, if you would close every one, or maybe 1 or 2 or 3, but 1, 2, or 3 more jobs a month, well, if that would make a difference to you, then maybe grabbing a keyword or 2 keywords or 3 keywords and you start adding them up. And there are a lot of not terribly high volume per keyword, but they add up after a while, you know? So I don't know if you guys do gas fireplaces, but people are searching gas fireplace Seattle. There's another 90. If you do that, then, you know, that's another possibility. Oh, this has got a pretty high KD, but, you know, you look for the ones that have low KD. System pavers, you could definitely go after them. That is a more national brand, and it would be perfectly fine to go after their traffic, try to get people to buy from a more local business, right? So, okay, so we're going to move on to the Google results. So you have probably seen this page a million times. This is the Google results page. At the top is the ads. Most people just scroll right past those. It's like they don't even exist. They are worth it. Sometimes they do get clicks, not going to lie, but they are less likely to get clicks than the organic search results down here. So then this is the map pack. This is showing the top 3 to 4 businesses that are local that Google thinks are authoritative. And this is a good place to get to, and how you get here is a little bit different than how you get to the organic results. So I'll explain that really fast before we go down and work on the most exciting part, which is down here. So, so first of all, if you want to get up into the map pack, what you need is citations. So a citation is anywhere across the internet that your name, address, and phone number is listed. Google crawls all the websites and finds all those listings, and those count as authoritative too, and they help to reinforce what Google believes about your business, which is this information in their Google My Business listing. This is for New Life, but you have a similar one. It's just not showing up here. Google uses that information to decide who to put into this. So lots of citations means you're more likely to show up here. And then down here, we've got the organic results. So this is that #1 position I was talking about, the one that gets 31% of all clicks. And you would think that 31% of all clicks would go to somewhere up here or right here, but nope, it's this one right here. That's what the data shows. So 31% of all people that come to this website are likely to click this one right here. Now this one is held by Seattle.gov. So it's talking about, you know, some of the rules around it. People might click that, but then they're going to come down and they're going to click the next organic result. So this one actually is the sitting in the first spot, even though this looks like it is, because this isn't going to be exactly what people are really looking for. They're going to want to visit that, and they're probably going to be wanting to visit this one next. It's just the way that people operate. So I'm going to compare how they're doing, see what they're doing right. So this is your competition, A and J retaining walls. Okay. So they do some similar stuff, right? I'm sure not as well as you, right? But what they're doing right and how they're ending up on here is, see all these words? They've got tons of words, but it still is not that 2,000 words that I would suggest you get. So if you get that 2,000 words and they're rich in keywords, that's really going to help you get to the top. Okay, so let's check out their health score too. All right, so their UR score is definitely higher than yours. Their DR score isn't that much higher. They've got 41 different domains pointing to their website a total of 127 times. And their organic keywords, they've got 70. So they've got a lot more keywords than you do, but guess what? We can play Me Too. We can use this to help us find keywords to show up for too. So here's retaining wall Seattle. You remember that I showed you that one earlier. 150 people are searching it every month. Keyword difficulty of 3. So even though they're showing up in the 3rd position for this word, which is weird, I thought they were showing up in the 2nd. Oh, that's Seattle retaining wall. Of course. So you think that's 2 different things. 150 are searching here, 40 are searching here. They're sitting in the 3rd position, the 2nd position, and they're getting this traffic, 17 on the 3rd position. But if they were in the 1st, or if you were in the 1st, you would expect about 50 visitors every single month from that one. And then same retaining walls, there you go. So that's how we find what to include on your website. I really hope that this was a helpful presentation for you. This is my information here. You are welcome to reach out to me. So I've got the phone number there, my email address, and once more I just want to go over the quick little pointers that I gave you, and so that you know what you walked away with. So definitely 2,000 words on that home page, and then 1,000 words on those back pages. Implement backlinks in order to show up higher on the organic results. Try to get that #1 spot. Get lots of calls, right? And then add citations around the internet to show up in the map pack for local results, and you'll be golden, man. So it was really great. I hope that this was helpful for you, and I look forward to any feedback that you have about how I did and whether it was clear or not. So thank you, and I'll follow up soon.